Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Jason White. This is my channel, Jason's Weird Reads. Thank you for joining me, and it's been a little while since since I've done a video, and there's quite a few reasons for it. Nothing huge, nothing bad, but there has been some changes in my life and some typical things that just crept their way back and made it very difficult for me to come to the camera. So I took an unplanned vacation, and but I've been the whole time. I've always been wanting to do videos, and today I got a chance to make some videos, and I'm hoping to get back on the horse and keep going. So this is an update video, just for anyone who may have been concerned. But I did have a couple people reach out to me and wonder if I was okay, and I really appreciate that. That really it makes me feel good. And I see a lot of booktubers. Nothing wrong with doing it, but I don't want to put these sort of little things in regular videos where I'm doing a review, because anyone could come along looking for a review of that book, or they just want to see what I've been reading. They don't want to hear the life update. So this is for the people who just want to, or who are curious. People who are curious. Alright, so the first thing that has prevented me from making videos is that just before Christmas, actually it was in November, I believe, my wife got a new job where she's working in retail. Before she was working for herself. Her and her sister, they'd refurbish furniture, and things were just getting too tight. It wasn't paying enough, so she went and got a job at a retail store, and things have been a lot better financially since then, but it's been like my time has been cut down. Where it was before so much more free, I at least have evenings where I could do things. Now, whenever I'm not working, I'm pretty much looking after my son, which I don't mind. We have a lot of fun together, especially with the video games. My God, he loves his video games. And he makes me play video games, which is the strangest things. There's that new video game that came out, The Outer Worlds. I don't know if you've heard of it, if you're gamers out there at all. But this game it's definitely geared towards adults, and there's some swearing in it and whatnot. But we played it anyway, and what we would do is he would make me play it while he watched. And he would tell me the things I had to go do. And he'd take a few turns at playing too, and he got pretty, he's only 6, he got pretty good at playing certain things in that game. And we beat the game, so that was a lot of fun. And nothing can really take that away from me. I think we really bonded over that. It's a video game. But it was really a really cool experience. We did that over the Christmas holidays, actually, and that was a lot of fun. So yeah, if I'm not working, I'm looking after my little guy. So yeah, that's precious time I don't want to miss out on, because he's so young right now. There's going to come a time when he's not going to want anything to do with me. So there's that. But there are times where I can record videos, even with this schedule, like when he's at school. But the thing about that is, here in Ontario, Canada, the school is on strike, and currently at this moment, and it's not like a full strike where the kids are staying at home until they resolve matters. They only take like a day or two a week to do the striking, and that's okay. But sometimes it's my day off, and I have to look after my little guy. But and that's where I typically do these videos. So when I have days like this off, I'm gonna just do a bulk of them, a huge, so I can just edit as down the road and put them out slowly. That's the plan anyway. And I'm also thinking of accommodating these changes into my life. And I may have to bring in my son into the video, into Booktube. So I hope you guys don't mind, and I hope COPPA doesn't come after me, because I'm not gearing this stuff towards kids. It's just sometimes maybe my little guy's going to be in the videos sometimes. So another big thing, and this didn't really keep me away, but this is definitely an update, and it was a big one for me. I was a guest on Books in the Freezer podcast, where I was asked by Stephanie to come talk about weird fiction. And I had a blast on that show. It was really fun just to go on a different podcast, because I have my own that's on hiatus right now. But to be the guest is different than being the host. You just get to talk about something that you love, and I love weird fiction. It's what I named this channel after, even though I haven't done too many weird book reviews and whatnot. But I have I have at least one top 10 list coming up in the weird fiction genre, so keep your eye out for that within the next month or two. So my thanks to Stephanie for asking me to be on her awesome show. Also, not so good. Every year, especially, like I've been talking about this before, and I'm not afraid to. Actually, I am a little bit afraid to talk about it, because there's always a jerk online who wants to question you or pass negativity into your world. And I've been pretty upfront, though, about my suffering. Actually, I don't like using the term suffering. It's just such a saying. I always slips out. But I have depression, and it's clinical depression, but it becomes really bad in the winter. And so I've been diagnosed for the depression, but I haven't been diagnosed for the SAD. I self-diagnosed that because of how bad it gets in the winter. Now, for me, depression isn't about necessarily feelings of sadness or wallowing in self-pity. It's actually more of a physical thing where my body hurts all the time. I get really tired, and I can't focus on things. I can't. Sometimes it's like, I think I told Nikki from I Read Past My Bedtime that it's like climbing a mountain to get out of bed sometimes, and I almost mean that literally. I could just stare at the wall sometimes for hours and just be like a blank slate. It's almost like being unresponsive, or what, I can't remember the term, but it doesn't get that bad for long. Sometimes it is that bad, though, and basically there's nothing I can do to fight it. I've tried fighting it before, but it's going to be there regardless, and so I ride it out because it will go away. And I think it's starting to go away now a bit. I'm feeling like my head's peeking out of the clouds and feeling the sunlight, and so that's a good thing. And sadness is a part of it too. Sometimes I'll be at work and I almost feel like a separation anxiety from my family. I just want to be at home with them instead of at work, and that brings about some sadness. But other than that, like I said, I think I'm coming out of it. I hope I am. And also, to top things off, I also got a stomach bug, a weird one, because usually when I get a stomach bug, there's like vomiting and stuff, but there was no vomiting, but I still had the stomach pains. And it's not like I was fighting off the vomiting, which I usually do, because I can't stand vomiting whatsoever. Instead of that, I just felt like, I don't think I was fighting it off, because the pain never got enough to actually run to the toilet, you know what I mean? And so I had those stomach pains for about a week, and I was really exhausted all the time with that, and I couldn't do much of anything but work, take care of Keenan, my son, and sleep. Basically, I slept as much as I could. I didn't even know I was sick at first. I thought there was something else going on. Being a depressive person, you think the worst, like, oh God, it must be cancer. But then I realized, no, this is like some kind of stomach bug. And then my wife caught it, and so it's like, yeah, that was definitely a bug. But it was weird because the intensity of it never climaxed, so to speak, to where you're at the toilet and terrible things are happening. All right, so also one other thing to top this list of things that have been making me miss doing videos is a positive note. And I've been late last year, around the same time that my wife got a new job, I took up a new hobby, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I find that it really, like, I have written before. I've written a novel, I've written short stories, and that when you're doing that, you're put into what they call the zone, and it's like everything else goes away. But and you're focused on exactly what you're doing. And despite the lack of focus and concentration on things, I was able to focus on this and reading, actually, because I found it just took me away from all the negativity I was feeling, and it plunged me into a new world. And I found that the zone you get into when creating art is so much more intense than writing, because you're focused on this picture. You got to move fairly quickly, and otherwise you could screw something up, and you don't want to screw anything up, even though it's acceptable, because you're just learning, right? And so how about we cut to some of the pictures that I've painted in the last few months. It's not all of them, and I've been drawing too, but here's some of them. Okay, so these ones are a set of eyes, and for some reason I'm drawn to cartoon eyes, and I've been drawing a lot of eyes, and I'm kind of pleased with how this turned up, even though there's a lot of graininess to this picture here. I don't know why that happened, but hey, there it is. I've been doing some online courses, especially with Skillshare, and this is one by Zanina Nabil, and she's a fantastic watercolorist. She does a lot of night skies, and I really enjoy looking at night skies, so I've been painting a lot of them, and this is one. I call this one Lovecraft Country. Aside from doing the Skillshare classes, I've tried doing my own creations, and this is one of them. I got this from a picture I found on the Weather Network, and I used it as an inspiration and painted this. And this one took me about an hour. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing the sky and then adding the trees. Speaking of photographs found on the Weather Network, this painting here was inspired by another photograph I found on the Weather Network app that I have. And basically I took the idea that I was taught in Lovecraft Country, and I tried to apply it to this one, and it worked and didn't work, but overall I'm really happy with the outcome. It's kind of trippy. The sun is supposed to be rising, and you know how you see that beam of light that rises up into the sky in a sunrise in flatlands? Well, that's what that's supposed to look like. Instead, it sort of looks like, I don't know, a weird fiery smoke or something that rises high up into the sky. It's sort of hallucinatory in a sense, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, I'm happy with the outcome, even though the corners bled out on me. Alright, so that was that. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, thank you so much. You guys mean the world to me. Booktube means the world to me. Even though I've been absent from making videos, I was still watching a lot of videos. Some of those times, instead of staring at a wall, I would stare at my cell phone and watch videos. And I'd comment on videos. And so I don't always comment on videos though, but I am there watching. And so if you see me comment here and there, but not all the time, know that I probably did watch your latest video. I just didn't really have anything to say. So I'm planning on getting back to regular videos, at least hopefully one a week, if not two. Probably about one a week though. And as I mentioned, there's probably going to be some changes down the road, especially when it comes to summer, because, well, my son, if my wife is still working at the job she's working, yeah, he's going to be home every day, and I'm going to be looking after him, so I'm going to have to incorporate him in one way or another, try to, or at least if he's not in the videos, you're going to hear like video game sounds in the background while I talk about videos. And every once in a while you see those edits where it's like blip, and I'll be like in the one, and then blip, I'll come back and I'll be like, so as I was saying, because you know I'll have to cut out the part where I had to yell at him for something. Alright, thank you for watching, and keep being creative, and I will see you in the next video.